everybody, it's Joy. How are you tonight? I've got some fun stuff to share, so as you pop on, come in and say hi to me and let me know that you're here. We're going to make an easy card tonight. I got most of the coloring done, and just so that you don't think that I'm a one-trick pony, it is very similar to the card that we made last week as far as making a moon. But yeah, we are going to get into some crafting. So nothing new here, but we've had a little bit of tech problems, so we're not going to have a picture. We're going to go ahead and to face down here in a second. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you guys here with me. So this is really kind of funny. My husband came in and broke into my room a little bit ago, and he goes, "What's wrong with your face? What's that on your face?" And I said, "Makeup." He goes, "I haven't seen that in over a week." So kind of typical for a man. So let's see if we can switch this to camera down so that we can talk about some stuff. Yay. So I don't know if anybody has seen any of this, but tell me if this... Hi, Jade. How are you? Let me know if you can see my camera facing down, because right now I am not seeing that on screen. Let's see what we can come up with here. Do we have any cameras facing down at this point? Yeah, my ink storage is pretty awesome, Jay. I've got like 400 ink pads, and I even have more in my desk in front of me. So this is our stamp press tool. It's very nice and ergonomic. It's great for your MISTI. It's also good for scoring. You're reinforcing your scores, that kind of stuff. Then I showed you guys this last week. This is going to be new in the store. We've got a cupcake, and it's got a magnet, so it'll hold your pin. If you're not like me, who automatically has a stopper in my Barely Art glue, and then it's got some foam in the bottom to keep that from clogging, so you really don't have to have the pin in there, but I do it. And of course, because it's me, I added Velcro to it, because I Velcro it to my desk so I don't push it off. So, kind of dumb. Hey, Cam, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. You've been making some, like, seriously amazing cards lately, and I always love seeing what you're going to do. So this is why I'm going to be the one-trick pony. I am going to show you a new dye ink blending solution, and you may be seeing a sneak peek of things that are coming. That's just a hint. Oh my God, tell me when that comes in. What's that, the cupcake? Jay, I picked them up on the 31st, and I'm going to take them to Mesa to the rubber stamp event show. But if you want one, you can definitely have one. Let me show you this other one that we're going to carry. This is the yellow and purple. So you can have your choice of what colors you want. There's going to be a third one, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what it is that I chose as my third color. So forgive me for that. All right. So like I said, this is a new blending solution that we're going to use for dye ink. So whether it's a distress ink or a memento or whatever you want it to use. So I practiced with it, and this is the perfect. I kind of love cupcakes. I know, Jay, I've seen how many of them you bought for me, but look how beautiful this blended. And when you guys see how stinking easy this is, you're going to want to snatch this up. So I am super, super, super excited about things that are coming in January. And I might give you some sneak peeks along the way over the next month or so. So I decided that we're going to make a card using this stamp set. This is the Row House stamp set. So you've got two different roofs. You've got some flowers. You've got a cat. I have no idea. Oh, that's a porch light. You've got like a weather vane. You've got some more flowers to in. You've got some bushes, some clouds, different doorways. Now, I have colored a few of these ahead of time, and then we'll color another one. And it says, love lives here is the sentiment. We're not going to use that tonight. We're still going to stick with kind of a Halloween card. But I just want to let you know that you can make some really cool, like if you're a realtor or a welcome home or a welcome to the neighborhood type card. So really keep this in mind when you do your crafting. And then this is the cute little die set that comes with it. So you've got the cat, the bird, one of the flowers, two clouds, a tree, and then these are the elements that cut out the different houses. And that's what I like about the houses. Each one of them are the same shape. They just have different line work in the center of them. All right, so let's get on to my newest product that you'll see in the shop soon. So like I said, I'm sort of a one-trick pony in the sense that I kind of did the same thing last week. Hi, Sandy. I'm so glad you joined us. I know that you've had a horrible week, and I'm just super glad that you came to hang out with us. I kind of think of you guys as family, and I ultimately always worry about how you are and what you're doing. If the last thing I get to do is sell a product, I don't really care about that. I'm more worried about the friendship and the family that we are creating here. And can you guys see how, well, I guess you can't because I'm FaceTime. I forgot that we're not camera in camera. My husband finally, after 3 years, put my lights up in my room, and they're all across the perimeter. So I have lights. I think you can land a plane in here, but it makes me happy because I have like the best lighting. So this is just like a 1 ounce or 2 ounce bottle. This is not the bottle that I'm going to go with when we mass produce these. But basically I am putting a dot down onto my glass board because that is sincerely probably more than you need. So this bottle here will last you guys forever. And of course, I'm bringing in my Distress ink. I have not tried this with my Distress oxides. I would think that with Distress oxide, you would get like a milky blend, but I am going to use the Uncharted Mariner. You love bright rooms. Me too, Sandy. You know why? Because you can see exactly what your color is. There's no mistaking. I know that when I have like yellow lighting, I end up not loving this. So I'm just using a dome foam blender. This is an extra one for my stash. You could use a makeup brush or one of those cheap makeup blenders that you get, at Dollar Tree or wherever. So I am tapping that off onto my glass because less is more. And we are just going to start blending around this. We're not going to get into adding all of the blacks and the purples like we did last time. This is just for people who have a hard time blending. This is taking all of the guesswork out. And like I said, this is, less is more with the amount that you put on there. And it's not going to contaminate your ink pad because it's for dye inks. But do you see how I have, this is flawless, and I'm not even working hard at this. And you notice I haven't dipped that back down into my blending solution because there's enough on my brush. Obviously, the more you dip into your ink, the darker you're going to get. But this is a game changer for people who have a hard time blending. Now, I am using Bristol Smooth because I think it's the best for ink blending. Since we are putting a blending solution on this, I feel like Hammer Mill would maybe warp. So I would stick with the Bristols or something that's meant for actual blending. Watercolor paper would work too. And if you want a little bit more texture, you can kind of dab. If you want a night sky, you know, some of those illusions that we talked about last week. I'm not too worried about this because, again, this is a dye ink, and it'll dry. So it'll, you know, dry back. Now this will stay wet for a little bit depending on how much you put on your paper. So I am going to flip that off, and there's the reveal. Once this dries, then I will come in with my antique linen distress oxide and we'll ink the moon. But we're going to put this to the side to let it dry. So let me grab a wet wipe to dry this off, or I'm sorry, to clean this off. And if you're impatient like I am, so if we weren't on a live, I would most likely use my heat gun just to speed that up because I'm impatient. Can you show what product that is again? Yes, I can. Now this is not on my website right now because I don't have the bottles that I want to use. The bottle that I'm going to use is going to be more like a twist bottle, like a glue top, because I think it'll let you control it. But so Lisa, this is my dye ink blending solution, and you're getting a sneak peek of things that are coming. So pay attention to what you're seeing on screen because you might have some surprises here. So this is just clear, and it's just super soft blending. And if you have to have this and you don't mind this bottle, I would ship it to you for $3.99. So that's my special for you guys. If you want this now in this bottle, my other bottles are going to be about 1 ounce. So you're going to get a deal because I'm not loving this bottle as much. So $3.99. And as soon as we get off of the live, I will put it live on the website. So if you want this, this is going to be dye ink blending solution. All right. So these are some of... Pay attention, I can barely pay the liquor bill. Oh my God, Mary Ann, you're killing me. All right. So these are the different houses. So you've got this one that's got the window. And then this one has, I don't know, are those bars on the window? I don't know. They're just different. And then these are the different inserts that you can have underneath. So they can be like that. Sign me up, Sandy. You got it, girl. You got it. And I colored this little cat just to be gray. I used one color blend, which most of you are gasping because I never do single color blends for anything. But I think we're here to kind of see the technique. So we're letting that first panel dry. And I'm putting these off to the side so that I don't lose them. So these are the elements of the house because I had 3 of the doors. So we're going to color this just so that we give that panel some time to dry. And if I have to hit it with a heat gun, we will. It's like build your own holiday village. That's exactly right, Jay. So this would be perfect for Christmas. This would be good for realtors or for pretty much anything. We're going to make it into more of a Halloween-esque card. So I am using one blend. This is the Y04, and I am coloring in that window. The reason I've done most of my coloring off camera is because I know most of you don't like to Copic color or are here to hang out. So now this is my E55. I'm just zoomed in just a hair. So this is my E55, and I am just putting that down all the way around the windows. We're not doing anything special here. You want some of it now too? Linda, you know somebody, you might just end up getting some of this anyway, because I want you all to use it. Everybody on my design, I want everybody to use it, but I want everybody on my design team to have access to it. So now this is the E59. Now this Copic holder that I have, this is meant to hold 5 markers and then put your lids here. I just want to keep my desk organized, so that's why I'm using 7 placeholders here. So I'm not doing anything too special here. I'm just kind of leaving a little bit of a shadow around the edges of this little house panel. And then my mid-tone color is the E57. And so that is the color that you see the most of. And I'm just blending that in. So I'm making sure to extend that shadow and get a good blend so that we don't have, you know, harsh lines here. I like to watch how you do it. So Sandy, we are having a blog hop on November 8th. There may be prizes involved. That's a hint. So we're having, I'm sorry, not a blog hop. We're having an Instagram hop. And then there's going to be a few of us that do videos. So it'll be myself, Wendy Cranford, Brennan, and Jay that are doing some videos. And in my video, I am going to do my unique to me coloring. So you will be able to learn. I will make sure to leave all the coloring in. So I'm going to use this like shaker tile roof. And so I'm actually putting the C8 underneath. So it's going to leave a shadow under each one of those scallops. I'm also going to put a little hint of it right at the very top. And I'm doing that all the way through. So I'm not making this very hard. This is not my typical difficult coloring or couple hour coloring that I normally do, because this is just about showing you the stamp, getting some family time in. I'm horrible at doing blog hops. I'm even worse at Instagram. I can never find anything. So Sandy, do you have Instagram? I'm curious. Because I can follow you and then I can tag you when it starts. And I know all of us will also put it on Facebook because we're the best at it. But I know, Sandy, for a fact that you know what my YouTube channel is. It's Joy Wilson Inc. And then also on Prickley Pears. So you can start there. So I think the most in-depth that you're going to find as far as coloring is going to be on YouTube, because you'll see some of the process videos that we do. Yes, but I barely use it because I can't figure it out. You know, I couldn't figure it out either. But then when I started working with different companies, it was kind of a requirement for me to learn how to use social media. And let me tell you, my first video team, I had no idea how to make a video. I can't even say that I'm very good at it now. But I was scared to death to make a video, mainly because I was worried about what things people were going to say about my voice. And now I just don't care. For YouTube, you just have to go to the description of all the videos and it'll be linked. Just the name of the next video, just click on it. Thanks, Brennan. You're right. It's always so nice having a youngster in the group because they always have an answer and understand all of the things. All right, so that is how my coloring is going to go. I haven't done anything spectacular here. I am bringing in my mini maker. So it's very much like my honeybee Be Creative thing. So whichever one you have, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is take down dies. And what I like about these is they are almost edge to edge. You just have to line them up. I didn't design these, but I very much like the fact that it goes almost to the black line. You're a programmer, but by the end of the day, you're too tired. Yeah. So I mentioned that my husband put in my lights today. It was like a 4-day process because he works. He's a maniac with the amount of hours that he works. So they just got put up. My switches still have not been like screwed into the wall. And I had to clean like a maniac today in order to go live today because I have insulation everywhere. Yes, we absolutely should have put down better tarps, but sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to. So this is just like any of those small, like the Hefty Doodle or any of those dies. You know, this is just the one that I happen to have. A friend of mine gifted me this maker, and I love it. My friend and niece, my buddy, finally made it. Hello, hello. So I use the tape from Spellbinders because it's a low tack tape and it doesn't stick to my paper or rip my paper. You could use washi tape or anything else that you like. All right, so I did kind of miss my edges, and because I'm a little OCD about white edges when I don't want them, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, thank you, Lisa. It makes me feel good when people say that, because I was afraid that there were going to be a lot of mean people out there that were going to say some nasty things about my voice. I've gotten over it. Obviously, I've been doing videos for a couple years now. All right, so let's check. I have a white edge on this one. So I am just bringing in my lightest color of my grays and my browns, and I'm just covering up those white spots. You don't have to do that. I'm just being extra because that's who I am. And I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to grab a drink here real fast. I'm sorry. Jay, you're right. Some of my most favorite people in the world are my crafty people. All right. So I was a little heavy-handed with this blending solution, so I am just taking a rag and I'm dabbing it off. And you can see I'm not really getting much onto my rag. I'm just doing that as a preventative for time's sake. So now, you know, it's pretty dry. We're good. And as I always do, I use Antique Linen Distress Oxide for my moon. You could use whatever color you like. And I thought I had my Dome Foam blender out for that color, but I'm going to use my light brown, and I am using my rabbit hole brushes. These are tried and true brushes. I don't use any other brush except for a really cheap one for pigment inks, because I barely ever use pigment inks. But I stick truly to the rabbit hole. I know that my friend that owns the rabbit hole did a lot of research on getting the brush to not leave harsh marks, and these bend just enough where they won't snap if you've got a heavy hand, and you all know that I do. There are other brushes that are on the market that do snap at times, so that's just something to keep in mind. So I left that a little bit splotchy because I want it to be the illusion of the craters in the moon. So I'm bringing in my Tim Holtz. I'm gonna zoom out just a hair. I'm bringing in my Tim Holtz trimmer, and I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. because I like a border, and we're going to mat this in black. There's no surprise there. I'm going to bring in my Misty and stick that in there. I am using the waffle flower grip mat in my Misty, so I don't have to use any magnets. And I think since we're doing the houses, we're going to do eat, drink, and be scary. I say that, I'm going to back up. I'm changing my method. We're going to use our bats. This is the same bat stamp that we used last time. And so we're going to have, you know, our favorite superhero that I can't say unless I want to be kicked off of YouTube and Facebook for saying the name. But, you know, Robin is his sidekick. There you go. And I am going to stamp up this bat. Now, I always kind of rub my stamps with my hands or with a rag. Does anyone have any special requests for DT video tomorrow? I'm about to film it. I don't know. I vote for something very high contrast. So, like, we're talking like opposite ends of the color wheel so that things really pop off the page. Sneaky joy. I know, I've thought about things a few times. So I'm bringing in my stamp press. And I use that VersaFine Clear ink. It's my favorite pigment ink because it's a little bit fast drying. And I am going to use it a second time because I did not prime my stamp well enough. But again, because of that grip mat, we are getting a really good placement and we don't have to worry about it lifting up. And what I like about this bat is that it has spider webs in it, so it's a little bit scary. Okay, we won the fight. I'm glad to hear that. You were doing oh, remind me, Lisa, what are you playing again? Was it Dungeons and Dragons? I can't remember. God love you. All right, now we are going to bring in this eat, drink, and be scary. Now, this is not a completely straight sentiment. If it were, I would get out my T ruler, and I'm not kidding. I really do use the T ruler to line stuff up when I have to do a sentiment. But I still see how that's way high. I still pick it up and look at it because sometimes when you're looking at things, especially when you're doing a video, you have no idea because you're so far away because you don't want your head in the way. That looks a little bit better. All right. And I am still going to prime that. And I'm still using my VersaFine Clear. I have Lisa Albert on here. I have Lisa Fitzpatrick. It's all of my crafty family. I've got my friend Denise, who is one of my great friends that lives near me. Let's see. Eat, drink, and be scary. I think this is so stinking cute. What does anybody else think? All right, so I have a black. I did have a black. I still have a black panel. And I am going to go ahead and glue that down. This is going to be an A2 size panel, so it's the full length of the panel. Now, you know, this is my favorite glue, and this is Barely Art glue. We do carry it in the store, which is why we have the cupcake holder and all those things. And I've got the very fine tip on it. which is why I look like I put down a lot of glue, but I really didn't. And what I like about Barely Art glue is it gives me a little bit of a wiggle room, but it dries absolutely matte and clear. So you don't see it. See how I had that little seeping out? That's not ever going to show. And then let's start building our houses. Hopefully I didn't lose all my pieces. Now you know that I love red pieces on my cards. So every door has, or every house has a red door. You do yours the way you want to do them. And this one's going to be a little bit different. Let me see, where did I put those pieces, everybody? I'm a mess. Am I going to have to repeat the process of coloring these? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys lose stuff right in front of yourselves, right on your desk? Because clearly I do. So here we've got this top window. Do you like that piece? You're not your mom. I think I'm going to leave that piece out. It's not speaking to me. So let's glue this one down in the center. And then I'm going to pop up that roof just a hair. I have no idea where those other pieces that I just colored went. I get so mad at myself. And I do this in real life all the time. Blame the cats. You know what the funny thing is? My husband actually came home early today so that he could keep all the animals from screaming and to keep the cats and the dogs and everybody quiet. And I'm still losing stuff, so I can't even pretend, Jay, that it's the animals this time. All right, so here's the first one. Now I'm going to kind of overlap that just a hair. And I'm going to glue down the next one. And I'm going to pop this one up too. I'm glad, Lisa Fitzpatrick, that you're one of the few people that are willing to admit that you lose stuff all the time, too. Because I feel like I'm a lunatic losing my stuff. And I literally had a pile here. So let me see. All right, so one thing that you know I'm going to lose. You know I'm going to lose this little cat. So I'm going to put him right here in front of this house. Where do I want to put him on the... I'm going to put him hanging off. All right, you're going to hear me rattling some stuff around to find out where I put my stuff. No doubt it's like stuck to my arm or something. Is anybody else laughing right now? Because I think it's hysterical that I lose every single thing that I do. And the sad part is I just cleaned my room, so there's no excuse for it. Okay. Cannot find it. Is anybody laughing? Hey right, Nerdy Crafter. Nice of you to join us. I'm so glad that you're here. How is the retreat going? Are you having fun? Last I heard, you made 11 cards. I don't think I've ever made 11 cards in one day ever in my life. Probably because I lose everything. So, guess what? We're going to grab another piece of paper and we are going to stamp another roof. Because when you lose stuff, that's what you do, is you start over. Or you spend an hour on camera. Now, I have lots of project folder on my desk for 20 minutes. Thanks, Jay. You make me feel like I'm not as insane as I feel right this moment. But I sincerely feel like as soon as we get offline, that we will find this roof. So this is just another piece of smooth cardstock. This is not the Bristol. This is actually Hammermill. I'm one of the few people that are not ashamed to say that. Because I know that there are some people out there who hate Hammermill. I happen to love it. I love the price point, and I think I've learned how to blend on it. So it's what I use. Hammermill all the way, Brandon. I knew you were my people. Knew it. All right. So we're going to go right back with the process. Somebody needed to see this process again. So for the shaker roof, we are outlining. And I'm making sure that it's below the lines, because that's where the shadow would be, because these shakers are overlapping. So that was my C8. We are now using C6, which is the mid-tone, and we're going above it. Kind of the same curved shape as the scallops that are in the shakers. And again, simple coloring. I mean, you're seeing how fast I'm doing this. And at the end, you're seeing that I don't leave a lot of highlight space. And that's because at the bottom of a roof, you're not going to have much highlight. So I'm using my C5, which is my highlight color. You could go a C3 if you wanted a lighter contrast. But I want this to be kind of a night sky. And so we're not going to have a lot of highlights in there. Now, you guys know that I don't fuzzy cut because I can't stand it, but I think I can do a triangle. And instead of trying to pull out my mini maker and all that stuff, we are just flying by the seat of our pants with a little bit of fuzzy cutting. And we're going to do the exact same thing. I can do your fuzzy cuts. I know, Denise. I give you my fuzzy cut and stuff a lot. There is no shame in my game. I will absolutely give my stuff to anybody to do my fuzzy cutting. And I did not glue this little sucker down, so let's get him down. All right, what do y'all think? What do you think of how easy this is? And again, this is my magnetic die holder. So if I'm going to lose stuff on my desk, I can just put that on there and it sticks until I'm ready to use it. So this is available in the shop. This was $40. It's now $32. So it's a good time to pick it up. And this is the card. Cute, cute card, in my opinion. Just ask me. It's my card. All right. So I always send every one of my cards out. Did you guys know how I started making cards? Does anybody want to hear that? Does anybody want to hear how or why I make cards? All right. When I got sick many years ago, I had a coworker who sent me a card every week. And that card was like the only thing that was positive that came through my mailbox, because, you know, when you're sick and not working, it's a lot of bills and not a lot of pleasant stuff. And in a way, I always tell people that card making kind of saved my life. So I had decided that once I got better, I would start sending cards out. So I was at a point where I really didn't know how to make cards, but I was invited to one of those parties, and I just embraced it. And when I first started out, I had no idea how to even make a card base. I had no idea what the sizes were. I didn't know how to fold it. I didn't know how to do anything. But as you can tell, I kind of learned, and then things progressed. And I started sending stuff to other people that were sick, like with cancer, or to all of my friends and family. And I was sending out about 50 cards. And then, oh my, when COVID hit, I had about 500 cards, and I sent them to nursing home. And I signed every single one of them. I prayed over them. I asked that God use my words to speak to whoever the recipient was. And I asked, and I split them up into male and female. So on the envelopes, it just said male, female. And then I took it to cancer centers, and that is kind of how it all started. But I found a lot of peace and a lot of therapy in card making. Now I'm going to try to switch back to my other camera. We'll see if it works. Let me see here. Maybe we're frozen. I don't know. We'll see. Nope, it's still showing. It's still showing my card. So there we are. Here I am. Hi. I'm a mess. So that's how I started making cards. And then I got on to design teams, and I fell in love with it, and it sort of became like a full-time job. And then, I don't know, Prickley Pear became kind of my pride and joy. All right, one tip: use multi-purpose items to grow your collections as you begin your journey. Flowers, for example, can be birthday, thinking of you, etc. Lisa Fitzpatrick says, I make cards for the Veterans Center here in the nursing homes. Those are all very good places. I have been trying to send my cards to places I would love to send to soldiers overseas. I know a lot of cards overseas cannot have glitter or like enamel dots or any type of glittery stuff on there because it doesn't go through their process. But that's, you know, something for me. But ultimately, I make cards because, one, it's what makes me happy. It's kind of my passion. I wouldn't have this company if it wasn't. But my very best friends have come from the crafting community. Most of you are here tonight. Some of you aren't. And if I did nothing but get to hang out with you guys, it would be completely enough for me. And I just love y'all for the love and the grace and the friendship that I get from you. Card sketches or no card sketches? Nerdy Crafter asked. When I first started, okay, here, I'm going to tell you this. At one time, halfway through my journey, I actually owned a challenge blog called Little Patch of Crafty Friends. So I got to practice my card making. I had parameters. I got to work with different companies, and I got to do sketches. So there were a lot of sketches, and I learned how to make cards and how to design by using card sketches. I think Nerdy Crafter uses Simply Card Sketches. You can drop that down. And I've done Kendra's Card Challenge. In fact, I actually sponsor them now. So there's a lot of places. Pinterest is really good. Now, if you are going to Pinterest or you're going to somebody's Instagram, I highly recommend that you don't copy a card verbatim. You need to make it your own. You can use it as inspiration, but please don't copy people's cards 100%, and especially if you're entering into challenges and you win something. It's just not cool. I'm just telling you that up front. But obviously, if you're a new card maker, you need to learn somewhere. So here we go. Okay, so Nerdy Crafter says Kendra's card challenges and freshly made sketches, card sketches. Lisa Fitzpatrick says, for me, I'm in finance, stressful career, honestly, and card making is my biggest stress relief. Amen. It is absolutely a stress relief. Now for me, sometimes it can be stressful if I don't know what I'm going to do. Like today I had some tech issues, which is why I couldn't do the camera and camera. I have no idea, because at 4 o'clock this afternoon, I was able to do both. Who knows? So that's the only stress this does. But here's my card. Does anybody love it? What do you think? What do you think? Would you send your kids trick-or-treating here? Or would you call Robin and the other guy and have him come to your town to visit? Or is this a good invitation for Halloween party? I don't know. Tell me what you would use it for. All right. One more plug and I'm done. Do you see this? This is our new blending solution. I will put it on the website. I will have about 10 of them that I can put up on the website. It will be this bottle. I believe it's 2 ounces. My other bottles that are in production are going to be different, and they'll be 1 ounce, but I will sell these. Yes, the Mobile away. But I will give you this for the price of the 1 ounce bottles if anybody wants it. You just need to let me know. Linda Gorman wants it. Jay, I think, said wanted it. I know Sandy Andrews wanted it. So I will put it on the website as soon as we get done here. And one more plug. Has anybody seen the label? This is a sneak peek of things that are coming. So there you go. It's going to be a very exciting ride here at Prickley Pear. I've got a lot of things up my sleeve. I will see everybody in Mesa November 4th and 5th at the Rubber Stamp Event Show. And y'all at Mesa will probably have this figured out before the rest of the world does, if you don't already. There are going to be some secrets dropped there. But our new release is amazing. And that's coming out in January. And I can't wait to get it in my hands so that I can get it to the design team. And especially I can't wait to get it to you guys. So I hope you guys will stick with me. I hope you'll come back and see me. I'm sorry that I wasn't here on Wednesday. I still had insulation all over my room, and thankfully my husband and son were able to get that going. And did anybody see my shirt at all? Not going anywhere. I'm so glad. So I'm going to show you my shirt. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you this, but it says, "Dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt." What do you think? Can you see it here? Can you see that? That just it just tickles me. I don't know. I had to have it. So, truth. Not going anywhere. All right. So, I think this is it. Again, I'm going to go hang out with my husband because he's actually home. We're going to have some dinner. And did you all see all the Prickley Pear cards behind me? I was told in my last video that I needed to update all of my stuff with my stuff instead of other company stuff. So, I heard it, and if you have any questions about stuff that's behind me or anything like that, you can just absolutely ask me. All right, see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.